Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to today's Creative Corner. Today we're going to be focusing on some charcoal Krampus art in honor and celebrating Krampusnacht, which was on the 5th of December. Before we jump into today's workshop, let's go ahead and go over the supplies and then we'll go ahead and get started. Alright everyone, so if you would like to try this at home and following along with us, we do have some supply kits available for pickup. In our supply kits, you'll get some gray tone paper, which is one of my favorite types of paper to work with. You'll receive some charcoal, some red oil pastel, as well as some white charcoal. And then additionally, you'll need a pencil and an eraser. If you want to, you can also stop by the library to print off your very own Krampus. You can also make it yourself, but if you're like me, I can't draw humanoids. I can never seem to get the proportions right. So I'll show you a quick, easier way to do your own art out of this too as well. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So starting out with your gray tone paper, you're going to get your image, whatever you decide to print off. Black and white images work best with this type of technique. I'm going to show you. Color is a little bit difficult, but it's not impossible to do. So with your image, what you're going to do is you're going to figure out where your outline is and then fill it in with graphite. So that way, all you have to do is flip this over, lay it down however you want on your image, and you'll get your pencil. You'll have to press a little bit hard on when you're sketching out your image, because what we're trying to do is transfer the graphite from the back of this image to the paper itself. You probably won't be able to see it on camera that well, especially with this gray tone paper, but you'll be able to see yourself that the graphite will transfer onto the paper. So with that, we're going to go ahead and speed up this process, and then I'll show you the next step. So I do apologize in advance. My pencil ran out of lead, so then I switched to one of our golf pencils. But I did all the general shapes of the art that I chose. So now it's time to go ahead and build up on our Krampus that we have. So if for those of you that are unfamiliar with this folklore, is that Krampus is the opposite of, kind of like the opposite of Saint Nicholas. Um, Kind of found in central and eastern part of Europe. So Sweden, Germany, Austria, um, the Czech Republic. And unlike St. Nicholas, which is their version of Santa Claus, St. Nicholas would go around and reward children with presents and toys and gifts, whereas Krampus will punish the naughty kids, sometimes with lashings, sometimes eating them, dragging them to hell. It just depends on the severity of you being naughty, I guess. Um, but the reason why we're making it with charcoal is because it just depends on the rendition, but most of the images out there is that Krampus is half goat, half demon, and so we kind of want this dark essence. Um, so right now I'm trying to make his fur, and then for this image I chose he's kidnapping a little kid. And if you have charcoal yourself, you can always decide on what type of charcoal you want. There are different types. The ones that we're going to give you is kind of a medium type of charcoal, so it's going to spread a little bit evener than normal charcoal. And of course you have willow charcoal, which is stick charcoal. And the great thing about this gray tone paper is that you can also use it as part of the skin tone compared to regular white paper. And of course we're going to be giving you some white charcoal too as well, so you can go in, highlight the eyes a bit. And it's just a matter of building upon it. You can always tilt your charcoal on your side. Try to build upon the layers. You can always press down hard on your charcoal to get some of that darker shadows and shades. I personally don't like working with oil pastels, so it's quite of an experiment. And then it's up to you. You can use your fingers, you can use a napkin, tissue, but you could just blend in some of your areas. And like I said, we're going to use the gray paper as some of our midtones too as well. And let's say, for instance, like this area, kind of ruining some of the aesthetics. What you can always do is get an eraser, and you can always bring back some of these highlights with an eraser. Or if you mess up entirely, you can use your white charcoal to bring back some of those highlights too as well. Sometimes I don't like working with white charcoal too because of that scratchy noise. But it's up to you how you would like to decorate this. You can always use your pencil to go in with the details. This kid is yelling for his safety. So it's a matter of pushing and pulling, adding shadows, adding highlights, using your gray paper too. And I encourage you to experiment, especially with charcoal. Charcoal's fun to work with. It is a bit messy, but and if you don't know already, we did show Krampus on this past Wednesday for our midweek movie. I encourage you to look up some of the folklore too behind this. This half goat, half demon companion to St. Nicholas. Again, it is popular in Central and Eastern Europe. It is a folklore, and I encourage you to find your own image, make it yourself. Again, you'll receive some charcoal, some red oil pastel, and then some white charcoal too as well. And then it's a matter of how you want your Krampus to look. You can also decide to purchase your own set. And I'll probably have to go in with smaller, with whatchamacallit, some other charcoal to do some of the finer details. Especially for the horns. But there you go. We have a good start to Krampus. We'll just have to clean it up a bit here and there, get rid of some of the charcoal, clean up our pencil lines, the charcoal lines. You can always erase things, add more charcoal, use a white charcoal, of course, for highlights and general erasing too as well. But this is a nice, good start. Thank you for joining me on today's Creative Corner session. We worked on some charcoal Krampus art. If you are interested in doing this at home, we do have some supply kits available for pickup. All you have to do is just go to our website. I'll put the link into the video description, request a kit, and you can do this at home. As usual, be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. We have everything from Facebook to Instagram, including TikTok and YouTube. So with that, thank you very much for hanging out with me this afternoon, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.